Ladies and gentlemen, what an insane ending to the NFL season and what an insane week 18. Right away, I would like to say anybody who is taking part in the negativity being thrown at Tyler Loop right now on social media, I ask that you please unsubscribe and block me. You want to laugh at the guy and joke about him missing the kick? By rights. You're going to personally attack him, threaten him, insult his family? I don't have time for you, and the world honestly doesn't either right now. Regardless, as always, before we hop right into it, don't forget to use code WyattzWorld at sign up on Prize Picks to guarantee yourself to win a free $50 with your first $5 entry. However, if you do that, please make sure you always play responsibly, and let's get into the video. Okay, so first game we had was Carolina losing to Tampa Bay, but still winning the division. Funny how that works out. This game was terrible. I thought it was going to be some heater, some slugfest, when in reality we had Tampa Bay scoring their points almost immediately and Carolina trying to catch up where they almost did at the end. Gotta give it to Bryce Young though. He came alive at the end, connecting with Coker, connecting with Ted on that beautiful pass. Tampa was very much into the ground and pound. They gave Bucky Irving 26 carries where he only mustered up 85 yards. Pretty lackluster year for him, not gonna lie. Receivers were pretty silent outside of Cade Otton, who had 7 for 94 and a touchdown. Defense had an interception, 2 fumbles recovered, 0 sacks. And now they all get to rest up on a beach in Cancun for the next 6 months. Now we have the Seahawks beating San Francisco. Man, what a horrible Saturday. These games were both supposed to be good, and they were both so bad. Also, Seattle, I owe you yet another apology. You've clowned me more times in 1 year than any other team. You had Sam Darnold not throwing a touchdown, however, completing 20 out of 26 passes. Running was extremely effective. Zach Charbonnet having a nice touchdown. Kenneth Walker leading the team in rushing. JSN led receiving with 84 yards. And the Seattle defense served its purpose as an absolute brick wall this week, coming up with 3 sacks, an interception, and only allowing 3 points. I mean, San Francisco really couldn't do shit. Purdy struggled, McCaffrey struggled, Kittle struggled. All the credit in the world to their defense holding Seattle to 13, especially with how hurt they are. But they did not have an answer for anything when it came to getting past Seattle's defense. Man, what a stinker of a game. Also, Seattle locked down the 1 seed, by the way. Remember when I bet I'd go there if they didn't make the playoffs? See you guys soon. I'll owe a few of you a beer. Now we have Houston beating Indy. What an electric game that I really, to be honest, didn't pay fucking any attention to. I mean, Alec Pierce had 4 for 132 and 2 touchdowns, and if I saw right, he got ejected too for something really stupid. I mean, stupid that he got ejected. He like barely nudged a ref. Jonathan Taylor actually topped out for 26 yards. I don't know what the hell was going on with him. And defensively, the Colts, I mean, no team played good defense in here, but they hung eggs, and eggs. There's more eggs here than a fucking Easter basket. When it comes to Houston, it's not like CJ Stroud was great by any means, throwing 169, 1 touchdown. Rushing was led by British Brooks. Jaden Higgins had the touchdown. Fairbairn kicked him 20 points. And the defense came up with a sack and interception, 2 forced fumbles, and 2 fumbles recovered. By the way, guys, Danielle Hunter, that man might be a Hall of Famer. I'm not shitting you. His numbers are not far behind Myles Garrett. Now we have the Browns beating the Bengals and also seeing Myles Garrett break the sack record, which, by the way, his defense was holding him back from doing that for the first half of the game. Pick 6, fumble 6. My man was probably seething. I mean, Cleveland did not play good, by the way, this game. Their offense wasn't responsible for any points. Leading rusher had 32 yards. Leading receiver had 23. Devin Bush probably earned himself a contract. And everything I saw involving Shedeur Sanders this week, not to be harsh, was absolutely abysmal. As far as the Bengals go, Joey B threw 3 touchdowns, but 1 pick 6. Jamar Chase had a good day with a touchdown, so did T. Higgins and Chase Brown. And Evan McPherson currently also has a lot of people very upset at him, but not quite as upset as someone else will mention later. Now we have the Saints losing to the Falcons, allowing the Panthers to win the division. What a fucked up thing, which, by the way, I forgot to mention. Both Kevin Stefanski and Raheem Morris have been shown the door. They have been fired. Raheem Morris, he'll never coach a game of football again in his life as a head coach. Kevin Stefanski, he will be a head coach next year. It's just where? The Giants, the Titans, Jets? I can't imagine Aaron Glenn's gonna be there by the time this video's uploaded. Time will tell. Anyway, Tyler Schluck threw for 259, a touchdown, a pick. He took 4 sacks. Juwan Johnson made one of the most ridiculous catches I've ever seen in my life. Carl Granderson had a heyday on defense. So did Chase Young. And Charlie Smythe went 1 for 2 on field goals. I didn't see that. Man, kickers really fucking suck. sucked this week. As far as Atlanta goes, from what I saw of Kirk, he looked like garbage. Maybe I'm being harsh, I didn't watch the full game. Bijan Robinson was pretty unproductive. He had a touchdown that was taken back from him. Drake London had the one receiving touchdown, and their defense was quite disruptive, obviously being a massive part as to why they were able to win this game. But nobody deserves as much credit as Zane Gonzalez being responsible for nearly all of their points. Now we had the Vikings beating the Packers. My picks were awful this week. Holy fuck. I'm sorry. That video, I was unprepared. I didn't read into anything. I mean, the Packers were miserable. That was one of the worst offensive performances I've ever seen. And Clayton Tune is absolutely horrible as well. And then you look at the Vikings where JJ McCarthy actually started off making good plays. He stiff-armed someone, making some great passes, and then he fell apart and eventually, apparently because of his hand, took himself out of the game. Dude, the teammates look pissed. They look like they're over him. I once saw Matt Stafford throw a touchdown with a dislocated fucking shoulder. I mean, if you're hurt, but you just probably shouldn't play if you're that hurt. Jordan Mason carried the rushing with 94 yards. Justin Jefferson actually exploded, surpassing 1,000 yards to end the season, 8 for 101. CJ Ham was able to get a touchdown in his last game of his career. I'm gonna be so sad to see him go, dude. I love the Hammer. Dallas Turner went off on defense, forcing a fumble, getting 2 sacks. Will the Thrill was 3 for 3. He's one of the best kickers in the league, if not the best. His only misses this year were the camera wires he hit. Also, Harrison Smith, I cannot thank you enough for your loyalty. You're gonna be missed every day, and I damn near had tears watching you leave. Also, I'll just throw this out there right now. Mac Jones is a Viking. Now we have the Jags murdering the Titans, who Buffalo's gonna have to play in the playoffs next week. Can't be worse than Tyrod Taylor versus Blake Bortles though, right? As far as Tennessee went, Cam Ward got some sort of injury and had to leave. He had a pretty damn good rookie season, let's be real. Threw for 3,000 yards, 15 touchdowns, 7 picks. I mean, for a rookie on that team, that's pretty good. Rushing was lousy. Receiving was lousy. I mean, essentially every damn aspect of the Titans were lousy. They lost fucking 41-7. Trevor is looking like a perennial superstar right now, throwing 3 touchdowns, excellent passer rating. Rochelle Tootin snagged a rushing touchdown. Parker Washington led the team in receiving while him and Brenton Strange both had touchdowns. Cam Little's a fucking monster. And even though they were playing the Titans, I think this deserves to be an honorable defensive stand at this point. I mean, 7 points while only getting 1 sack and 1 pick. They were a fucking wall. See you guys next week, Jacksonville. Let's make it a good one. Now we got the Cowboys losing to the Giants. I watched 0 seconds of this game. Not sure if Dak got hurt or not, but him and Joe Milton both played. Both did horrible. Jaden Blue led the team in rushing while him and Phil Maffa both had touchdowns. My boy Brevin had 2 for 30 in receiving. And Jadeveon Clowney ended the year coming off a game with 3 sacks, 1 forced fumble, and a fumble recovered. Holy fuck. As far as the Giants go, Jay Dart, 230, 2 touchdowns. Tyrone Tracy had 103 rushing yards. Devin Singletary had a rushing touchdown. Gunnar Olszewski had 102 receiving yards, while Daniel Bellinger and Tyrone Tracy had receiving touchdowns, and Ben Sauls kicked a perfect 4 for 4, 14 points for his team. What a way to end New York. Dominant win and over the Cowboys. Good for you. Now we got the Rams beating the Cardinals. Got Obi-Wan Jacoby throwing 2 touchdowns while taking 6 sacks. Michael Wilson 5 for 99 and a touchdown. Did he hit 1,000 yards on the year? Holy shit, he did. What a season. Trey McBride also had 65, finishing with 126 receptions on the year. I said he would hit 125. That's ridiculous. From what I saw out of Matt Stafford and the Rams, I mean, they looked dominant. Stafford had 4 touchdowns. Maybe his percentage on completion wasn't as high as it could have been. Doesn't matter. He might have locked down the MVP. It's him or Drake May, and they're neck and neck. Staff will probably win it though. As far as receiving goes, we got Higbee with 5 for 91 and a touchdown, Puka for 10 for 76 and a touchdown, and Colby Parkinson, who had 4 for 36 and 2 touchdowns. I'm just stunned about Higbee. He was a fucking ghost all year. And now the Rams have to prepare for Carolina, which I hope to be wrong, but I don't think that's gonna be much of a contest. Now we have the Chiefs losing to the Raiders, who still locked down the #1 pick. I mean, the Chiefs literally ended the season in the worst possible way. They lost to the worst team in the fucking league. I mean, you had Aiden O'Connell, who couldn't throw a touchdown. Ashton Jenney, who couldn't run his way out of a paper bag. However, Tyree Wilson explodes for 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. And Daniel Carlson kicked their way to victory, a perfect 4 for 4, 12 points. Now that I think of it, didn't Tyree Wilson have a fucking safety? Yeah, he had to have. Look at Devin White, too, a sack and a half. What the fuck? Draft bust going wild. Also, Mendoza, enjoy your time in Vegas. Now we had the Commanders beating the resting Eagles. Another game I obviously didn't read into here. Tank Bigsby had a good day on the ground though, 16 for 75 and a touchdown. Holy shit, he also had a 31-yard reception too. In terms of Washington, I mean, Josh Johnson did what he needed to do. He had a passing touchdown, a rushing touchdown. Chris Rodriguez also had a rushing touchdown at 65 yards. Von Miller was able to end his season with a sack. And I'd say the Commanders could end their season with some hope, but when you beat a resting team, it's kind of hard to have any. Now we had the Patriots smacking the Dolphins around. I didn't watch any of this game either. I saw Ramondre Stevenson threw up some huge numbers, 131 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns off of 7 carries. Travion Henderson, 53 yards, 2 more rushing touchdowns. Mays' 1 passing touchdown also went to Ramondre Stevenson. And to my surprise, both guys who have assault allegations on them right now both got to play this game. I mean, I guess in a way it's not that surprising. It is the NFL after all. As far as Dolphin highlights, I don't think there is any. But if I read right, they're retaining Mike McDaniel going into next year. Can I ask why? He is just not a good leader. Now we have Detroit knocking down the Bears. Jared Goff throwing 331, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Amon-Ra having 139 receiving yards off of 11 receptions. Jahmyr Gibbs, 80 rushing yards, a receiving touchdown. Hutchinson getting a sack. Avonte Maddox getting a pick. And Jake Bates kicking 4 for 5 on the field goal. Caleb, on the other hand, I mean, I don't think he did bad. Again, he's getting scrutinized online. 212, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Colston Loveland led the team in receiving, 10 for 91 and a touchdown. That man's a fucking machine. And all things considered, I think Chicago only allowing 19 points here is more of a victory than people are making it to be. Yeah, they lost the game, but when you have a guy throwing 330 on you and a guy catching 130 on you, pretty fucking impressive they could only score 19. Also, look at this shit. When is the last time a division has all went over 500? On top of that, Detroit finishing last. That is hilarious. Now we had the Broncos locking down the 1 seed while the Chargers chose to rest. Trey Lance was fucking horrible. The Chargers were terrible all day. Keenan Allen had 7 receptions for 36 yards, which when you look at Denver, you'd think it'd be a lot better, and honestly, it really wasn't. Bo threw for 141. The leading receiver was Evan Ingram with 45 yards. RJ Harvey had 15 carries for 28 yards. What the fuck? But the defense locked him up. Nick Bonito had a sack and a half, a forced fumble, and the man tweeted that right after the game, his ass hopped right on Fortnite. You have to love it. Oh, and if you're wondering how Denver got their points, Will Lutz scored 13 of them, and Jaquan McMillan had a pick 6. Now we had the Bills beating the shit out of the Jets. Thank you so much. It's all I wanted in life. And I think the best part about this all is that this was Mitch Trubisky that did this. This was the Bills B squad. 22 for 29, 4 touchdowns, a 142 passer rating. That might have been the best game of Mitch's career. Ray Davis, 21 carries for 151. Ty Johnson, 36 yards and a touchdown. James Cook obviously resting, but he ended the year as the leading rusher. Ty Johnson and Ray Davis also had receiving touchdowns, as well as Dawson Knox and Gabe Davis. And Matt Prater went 3 for 3 on extra points and once again got hurt. We might be fucked at the kicker position right now. As far as the Jets go, once again, I'm sorry, but there's nothing to see. This team went an entire year without an interception. One of the worst defenses ever. If they keep Aaron Glenn, a man who is supposed to fix that defense, I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Also, Highmark Stadium, you'll be missed. Also, Buffalo, I'm gonna see your new stadium next year. And also, I'm gonna see the Bills play live when they come to Minnesota. Ending, we have the Ravens losing to the Steelers in one of the craziest, most brutal finishes I've ever seen. The Steelers did not deserve to win this game. Mike Tomlin coached this game like a fucking idiot. What the hell was that play call at the end of the first half? Could have kicked the ball and went down by 4 points, but no. You run a pitch and get fucking stuffed. You didn't even give Rodgers a chance to make that play. I mean, as far as the Ravens go, Derrick Henry exploded, 126. Lamar Jackson played fairly well, 3 touchdowns out of only 11 completions. Zay Flowers had 4 for 138 and 2 touchdowns. Like, I really think that this was a game Baltimore deserved to win, but I also, again, don't think it was the best coach game. And regardless as to if you blame John or not for this one, you gotta wonder if this is going to be the end of him there. Looking at the Steelers, Raj, 294, 1 touchdown, 31 for 47. We saw vintage Raj. Cam Hayward had a rushing touchdown, a little tush-push action there. Kenneth Gainwell had a rushing touchdown. Adam Thielen made a massive play that helped save the game at the end. Calvin Austin had a beautiful touchdown from Aaron Rodgers. And when you thought it was over, Lamar Jackson came back out with, like, I don't know, was it 30 seconds left? Hits Isaiah Likely for a beautiful 26-yard pass and catch. Sets the Ravens up for an easy 26-yard walk-off field goal. And Tyler Loop fucking missed it. I don't know what was more outrageous, the missed kick or Mike Tomlin looking at the camera and doing this right after. Diabolical! What a way to end the season for Baltimore. What a way to end it for Pittsburgh. And what a cap off to the regular season in general. Fucking awesome. Anyway, guys, that is going to do it for my Week 18 NFL reaction. Hope you guys enjoyed this season. I had a ton of fun with it. It was crazy. The playoffs are right around the corner now. Good luck to everybody out there. You guys want to show support to this video, please do it. You know I appreciate it. But in the meantime, I'm going to whip this up so you guys can watch it. Stay safe, and I will see you in the next video.